What is up? Andrew coming at you. I had to be a little bit more full of it, I guess, today. But anyways, I'm happy I get to do YouTube with you because I hurt my hip running. It's been off and on all summer, and I have to take a week off now, which means that I get to at least be somewhat productive for a couple days here, make some YouTube videos. So let's talk about Netflix in the US of A versus Netflix in Sweden. And since I've had the opportunity to use both for multiple years, let's get into it. Let's talk about the selection. I might as well pull up Netflix right here. Now, as you know, I mentioned in the previous video that Netflix is raising their prices by 10 crowns. I'm guessing they're doing this globally everywhere. And I had mentioned before that I am an investor of Netflix in my private life. So obviously I would like to see the company to do well. I'm not sponsored by Netflix, and I wasn't sponsored by HBO Nordic either. So, just so you know. But anyways, going to go into like Netflix and my experience with Netflix. I'm just trying to pull it up on my app here. My experience with Netflix. I've been using Netflix now for about 3 or 4 years, and I've noticed there's been some spans I use Netflix all the time. There were other spans where I don't. But when I always think about how much I'm spending a month, which was 99 crowns for the HD and multiple screens, I never cared. I just always got used to using it. I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. But now, with them raising it to 10 crowns, it's a small amount, but you gotta figure, 10 crowns is still a lot over a course of a year, and then that adds up over a course of like 10 years. So what's their plan? Because what I like about Netflix is they're pushing out all original content, which is really good. Now, in the United States, I would say that we generally have more of a selection of US shows, but I will say that the Swedish Netflix, so for me, it goes back and forth because the Swedish Netflix at the same time has like Better Call Saul, which is not regular Netflix show in the US. So you will get a couple series. Like there's Better Call Saul, there's Shooter, there's a couple network shows that wouldn't be available on Netflix weekly, and Netflix does offer that, so that is nice. I mean, you have to pick and choose. I think that Netflix shows are starting to get up on the quality of HBO series, so that part's good. I like the documentary. Basically, I like the idea of Netflix, and so I like supporting it. And I usually find that I find enough quality for the 99 crowns a month. I was finding enough entertaining stuff a month. There'd be a new show come out, or there'd be like 5 or 6 shows I would binge watch, and I just figured, for the 1,000 crowns I pay, I get enough TV shows and programs. However, now with the price range, it'll be interesting to see what happens if I still will feel the same way. It's not a huge deal. What I will say, though, in Netflix defense, is that you can download now, which is really cool. If you like to go to the gym and you want to have something to watch, you can watch it, especially for traveling. I've been flying on planes to the US and back, and I've really enjoyed using that. So Sweden does have some of the advantage. Now, the thing when it comes to network shows, they might not have all the network shows we have in the States, and that's not Netflix's fault. That has to do with licensing agreements between probably Swedish cable companies and Netflix. Overall, the app has worked fantastic. It doesn't crash a whole lot on me. It's worked great on the iOS. Over the years, I've gotten a lot of time on it. Now, it'll be interesting to see once this price hike goes in. Like I said, it's only 10 crowns, and I understand that, but it's just, in general, it'll be interesting to see what happens to the company, because that obviously means something. The theory on Netflix has been that they are great, but they spend way too much money on programs and shows and pushing them out there that eventually they could go bankrupt. So that's my only fear. I don't really know if I'll recommend any shows here right now, but I think that, Netflix has, the advantage that Netflix has is just the fan base. Everybody knows them by name, brand name. Maybe the selection isn't amazing. The movie selection isn't as good in Sweden as it is in the US. Maybe the television series isn't. But I still think the overall value is pretty good. When compared to HBO Nordic, I don't know. If you're a TV series person, then I would probably go with HBO Nordic. If you're a movie person, I would probably go with Netflix, or just like someone just looking for stuff to do. But that's an interesting one that I can do in the next video. So there is a small difference between the two. I think there's more content on the United States Netflix, but really there's more content on the US Netflix probably than any other country, just because it started here and that's just the way it's probably going to be. But I still think there's a lot of value in the Swedish Netflix. So what do you guys think? Feel free to write in the comments below. I'll probably do, I like to read your comments and do a response video. I'll probably do it at some points once I give people a chance to watch both these videos. I hope you enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.